Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our final days and the Great Antiphons. I call them the O Antiphons because they all begin with O. But in my Liber Usualis, this big chant book, they're referred to as the Great Antiphons. I was reflecting on the power of this part of Advent, and I was trying to think if there are any rituals outside sacred rituals that are so masterful in the way they build their climax to the final endpoint. And there probably are some great rituals that aren't characterized with a sacred motivation that have a wonderful buildup, but I couldn't think of any. In sacred ritual and in Christian ritual, which I got to participate in with all its nuances in the monastery, there was this incredible, powerful, all-encompassing way that when we were moving towards a great feast, day by day by day, it was as though the inner soil of our souls were being tilled by the types of chants, the types of modes, the words used, the things we ate, the things we didn't eat. And then once we got close, the momentum picked up. It was as though the force from coming up from the ocean of divinity was welling up, that it could no longer hold itself back, and it was forming like a wave before it crested on the big feast day. And the O antiphons for Advent are that cresting, if you will. In the monastery, when we came to this part of Advent, all of the lights would be out in the morning, and we would come in for lauds. And one nun would stand in the middle of the choir with this huge chant book. Actually, we even had one that was you had to hold with two hands that we pulled out for big feast days. And she would begin by chanting each day what the O antiphon was. Just the first phrase. Today is O Sapientia. And then we would continue with the rest of the antiphon. And you could feel in the tone itself, I'll chant it soon, that there was a pulsing, a pushing forward. It rises up from the innermost part of the being, and it can't contain itself anymore. And it's finally saying, come, come. Not come as though it's out there far in distance, but the welling up from within, where the love is so great that we can do nothing less than give our fullness into the come. Very powerful. So I was looking into Sapientia, and as we have all accepted Sapientia, sapiens has to do with wisdom, and wisdom has to do with good judgment. But we're talking here about divine wisdom, that all-penetrating knowing that our minds can only take us so far. Our hearts can only take us so far. So in this morning's meditation, we're welling up to invoke the wisdom at the center of our being to come anew. And we're surrendering all the faculties into the service. We're not surrendering in a way that we cut them out. We're surrendering them to be harnessed into the focus of the embodiment of wisdom, of ourselves as the embodiment. Now, if you look at Homo sapiens, you will see that what's supposed to distinguish us as a species is wisdom. And we're certainly still living into that, aren't we? We have an urging towards it and a tasting of it, but we are still learning how to become it fully. However, I find it very compelling that the divine wisdom coming in all embodiment is a circling back to the very origin of our species. Interesting that that would be one of the words used for us as a species, is what we're actually being called to embody, as though naming it was a prophecy. And we are fulfilling that prophecy. Karl Rahner, a theologian I love, said so eloquently, God fully manifest is the human being fully alive. So may we awaken this morning into the Christedness of ourselves as the embodiment of wisdom. This will be a guided meditation, and I invite you, if you're able, through your day to tone O Sapientia. If you can pick it up from the way I've toned it, great. And if not, just tone it in a similar fashion. Just the first phrase as a way of stirring the invocation. Each day will begin with this same kind of entry point into the antiphon. So I invite you to close your eyes. Let your feet be solidly sitting upon the floor. Feel the soles of your feet touching the floor. Let the body relax into the knowing that you are in this very moment grounded. And therefore, you belong. And in belonging here and now, you are also needed by the divine. Your gifts, your coming to the fullness of being alive, contributes to this world in a way you could not even imagine. Bring the focus to the breath. And notice your breath this morning, how it's moving through the body. Is it big? Is it small? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it isolated to one part of your body, or does it move freely, oscillating through the entire body? Your breath reminds you that you are breathed into existence. And if you will, imagine or sense that you can bring your focus to the soles of your feet, and you can orient the breath on the inhale to start from the soles and move upward on the inhale, expanding all the physical body all the way to the crown. And on the exhale, the gaze and the breath contracts and moves downward to the soles. And in the contraction, you are actually solidifying the higher vibration of wisdom into the cells. It is contracting to become concrete, clear, identified, not just within you, but as you. Keep with the breath this way. And allow this chant to draw you into deep, deep breathing. O Sapientia. O Sapientia. O Sapientia. Quae exore altissimi prodisti, attingens a fine usque ad finem fortiter sua vita disponensque omnia. Veni adocendum nos viam prudentiae. O Sapientia. O Sapientia. O Sapientia. From the silence comes the utterance of you, the breath of life, breathing you alive. Allow the breath to move and shift every cell through the whole subtle energy body and bodies into the embodiment of wisdom. Come, O wisdom. And we begin to end our short devotional in the silence before opening your eyes. Form an intention between you and wisdom, knowing that intentions simply harness our focus, our heart's devotion, the workings of our minds, our wills, our memories. Intentions simply focus us into the direction that becomes a portal to the realization of the intention itself. And the realization comes as pure gift. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes. Draw the palms together in front of the heart. And as you open your eyes, not only utter namaste, but accept my namaste towards you. Namaste, my friend. Blessings. See you tomorrow.